You've been to enough weddings to know the drill. You get the invitation, you're excited, and then at some point you open your closet and panic sets in. Not because you have nothing to wear, but because nothing you own feels right for this. Dressy enough, but not over the top. Comfortable enough to last 6 hours. Flattering enough for the body you have right now, not the one you had at the last wedding you attended. And somewhere in the back of your mind, you're even asking yourself, do I even have to wear a dress at all? Today, I'm giving you 4 questions to answer before you shop for a single thing. Because the women who walk into this process with a plan always walk out with something they actually love. And I'm saving one thing for the very end of this video. It's something I wish I had known years ago. And once I tell you, you'll never approach wedding guest dressing the same way again. I want to tell you something first because I think it's going to make you feel a lot better. Every single time I'm invited to a wedding, even I immediately start wondering, what should I wear? How formal is it going to be? Is it indoors or outdoors? Is there a reception afterwards or just a ceremony? And then the next thing I think is, I don't even shop for dressy things on a regular basis. So where should I even go? And here's what I've figured out over the years. The reason this feels so hard is not that you have bad taste or don't know how to dress yourself. It's that you're trying to solve a complicated puzzle without all the pieces. You're standing in a store or scrolling online with no real direction, just a vague sense of what the occasion requires and a whole lot of hope. And hope is not a shopping strategy. So let me give you the pieces. 4 questions. That's all this takes. Question number 1, what does the dress code actually require? This is where everything starts. And it's where most women get tripped up because wedding invitations aren't always helpful. You see things like cocktail attire, garden party, or my personal favorite, dressy casual, which means absolutely nothing without some context. So let me break this down. If the invite says black tie or formal, you're looking at a floor-length gown or a very polished midi dress. And that is the most dressed up version of you. If it says cocktail attire, that's your classic knee length or midi dress territory. Elegant and put together, but not quite a gown. If it says garden party, outdoor, or beach wedding, think breathable fabrics, softer color palettes, and shoes you can actually walk in on grass. We'll talk about the shoes in a minute. If the invite says absolutely nothing or dressy casual, here's the rule I always come back to. It's always better to be slightly overdressed than underdressed. And I mean that always. You'll feel more confident, you'll look more polished, and I promise you, no one at a wedding ever looked back and said she was too put together. Now there's one more thing I want you to do before you move from this question. If the invite doesn't give you enough information, ask someone. Text the bride's mom. Ask a mutual friend. Check the venue's website. Get a feel for the space. You're allowed to gather information. And this is not you being high maintenance. That's you just being resourceful and smart. And this question is the starting point. But the next one is the one that's going to save you from buying something beautiful that you're never going to wear again. Question number 2, what does my body need right now? And I want to be really clear by what I mean when I say that. I'm not talking about hiding anything or fixing anything. I'm talking about dressing for the body you have today, not the one that you had at the last wedding you attended, and not the one that you think you should have. Because here's what I know after years of working with women. Women who feel most confident at events are not the ones that found the most flattering dress. They are the ones that felt most comfortable in what they wore. And you know what? I have a surprise for you. Comfort and confidence are not 2 different things. They're actually the same thing. So before you shop, I want you to answer these 3 things honestly. What silhouette makes me feel most like myself? Some women love a wrap dress. Some love a clean A-line. Some feel amazing in a jumpsuit and never want to go near a dress at all. Know your answer going into that. Have a vision for what you want. The next question is, what do I need covered or supported to feel good for at least 6 hours? Because you are going to be at this event for a long time. You're going to be sitting, standing, dancing maybe, eating definitely, taking photos and hugging people. And your outfit needs to work through all of that. And third, what am I not willing to be uncomfortable in? And this is a big one. If you know you can't do heels for 6 hours, that is useful information. I once carried a clutch to a wedding, and it was the most annoying choice I ever made. It looked chic, but I had to hold it most of the evening along with a cocktail and a wrap. And you know what? I won't make that mistake again. I'll choose a smaller shoulder bag or elegant crossbody so that I can be hands-free. Another example is, If you know that anything fitted around your midsection makes you uncomfortable and self-conscious all day, that is something to avoid. Build your checklist around what you actually know about yourself, not what you think you're supposed to wear. Okay, question number 3. What do I already own that could work? Before you buy a single thing, I want you to go in your closet and actually look, because I can't tell you how many women I've actually worked with who went out and bought something new for a wedding when they already had exactly what they needed hanging right there. Here's what you're looking for: a great pair of wide-leg trousers in a dressy fabric, a blazer that elevates everything it touches, a silk or chiffon blouse you forgot you had, shoes that you already love that could work with something new. This brings me to something I want to address directly, because I get this question all the time. Do I actually have to wear a dress to a wedding? No, you absolutely do not. A dressy jumpsuit is incredibly chic as a wedding guest dress option. And frankly, at a certain point of the day, you're going to be very glad you're not in a dress. Chic wide-leg trousers with a beautiful blouse can look just as intentional and beautiful as any dress in the room. A skirt and blouse combination, especially in luxe fabrics, reads completely dressed up. And dressy separates, when they're thoughtfully put together, are a completely valid outfit. The key is not that it's a dress. The key is that the outfit reads intentional. It looks like you chose it on purpose. There's nothing about it that says, I couldn't figure it out, so I wore this instead. So go through your closet, pull out anything with potential, and try things together that you haven't tried before. You might already have 70% of your wedding guest outfit already in your closet, and you might just need 1 or 2 pieces to complete it. Okay, now we're getting to it. The thing I told you at the beginning, I had saved for the end. This is it. Question number 4. What goes on my wedding guest checklist? Here's the thing I wish someone had told me years ago. The women who walk out of the store with something they love are not luckier than you. They're not better shoppers than you. They walked in with a checklist, not a long, complicated one, just the answers to the 3 questions we just went through, written down before they started shopping. So here's what your checklist looks like. Write down the dress code and what it means in real terms for the specific event. For example, outdoor afternoon garden wedding or a formal evening reception in a ballroom. Those are 2 completely different shopping needs, and your checklist should reflect that. Write down the type or types of silhouettes you're looking for, the one that makes you feel the most like yourself. Wrap style, A-line, wide leg with a great top. Whatever your answer was, write that down so you don't talk yourself out of it when you're at the store. Write down your comfort requirements. Whatever you need covered, whatever you need supported, what you're not willing to be uncomfortable in. This is the part of the checklist that protects you from buying something beautiful in the store that makes you miserable and uncomfortable all day. Write down your color direction. Not a specific color necessarily, but your lane. Jewel tones, soft neutrals, something with print, something you know photographs well on you. And finally, write down your gaps. What do you still need to shop for? Is it the outfit itself? Is it shoes? Or is it a layer for the ceremony? Know your actual list before you start scrolling or walk into a store. Because now, with your list, you're not shopping emotionally. You're not buying the first pretty thing you see and hoping it works. You're shopping with intention for the specific event and for the body and life you actually live. And that's when you're going to find something you actually love. If you want to do this kind of intentional work across your entire wardrobe, not just for a wedding, that is what my Style Refresh Blueprint is all about. It walks you through the whole thing step by step at your pace with lessons and worksheets all along the way. I'll link it here in YouTube Shopping and in the description below. And if you want a full breakdown on the best wedding guest dresses for every body type, I have a full video on that, and I'll link it right here and in the description. What's your biggest challenge when it comes to dressing for a wedding? Well, let me know in the comments. You know I love hearing from you. Stay gorgeous, and I'll see you in the next video.